I Cannot Reach You, Volume 6 Review. Please, may the little light in Yamato never go out. I Cannot Reach You wins the clock back in Volume 6. By the time Yamato and Kakeru were in elementary school together and were the same height, there have already been brief glimpses of their early school days together. We see Kakeru firstly defend the quiet reserved Yamato when insensitive classmates made unkind remarks about his absent father. And we begin to learn more about Yamato's parents. His mother is holding the family together, aided by Kakeru's parents, and his father is in a coma after an accident that happened when he was in Sendai on business. Kakeru's mother is expecting twins, and when he suddenly goes into labor with the two boys are at home, Yamato's the one who has the presence of mind to call an ambulance and comforts Kakeru as they wait in the hospital for Kakeru's father and big sister to arrive. Later on, the boys go to stay with Kakeru's grandparents in Sendai over spring break, and Kakeru's grandfather takes them camping. It turns out that there's so much more to this trip for Yamato. Even though neither Kakeru nor his grandparents could have known, it could have proved a now turning point for the little boy. He's been bearing such a weight on his shoulders. You sound like an adult, Yamato-kun. Observes Kakeru's grandfather is that sit out looking out at the stars. Kings don't have to worry about putting out the grown-ups. It goes on to talk about memory that gives Yamato much to think about, in a good and positive way. When the narrator returns to the present, it's Valentine's Day, and Yamato is out of school to attend a family service, leaving many of frustrated girls who are planning to give him chocolates. The way that Kakeru deals with the girls, including a chance meeting with Akane to kill the trip outside of school, and Yamato himself shows us that he's a lot more mature than before. What has Kakeru done about Valentine's Day? Not to mention the fact that it's now 2 months since Yamato confessed to him, and he still hasn't given him an answer. In Volume 6, in this charming Slice of Life series, mangaka Mika definitely presents us with a very important piece of the puzzle in the intertwining lives of childhood friends and of high school boyfriends, Yamato Kakeru, by going back to the time when the two were in elementary school and gradually revealing to us the shadow darkening Yamato and his little sister Mikoto's lives. We get to see how important Kakeru's sunny nature has been to Yamato. Their mothers are friends, and so the children spend their daily lives in and out each other's houses. Mika, often resorting to chibi versions of the children, is especially good at showing us what's going on by her character's facial expressions. The look on Yamato's mother's face when she's trying to keep a positive attitude in front of her children is especially poignant, and is the look on Kakeru's mother's face when she goes into labor in the middle of a typical mother-son argument over a missing card and Kakeru is consumed by guilt that is all his fault. The weight of guilt on Yamato's young shoulders is also very movingly realistically portrayed. From his point of view, he was the last one to speak to his father on the phone before the accident, so he feels in some inexplicable way responsible for what happened. Very well real and believable portrayal of the way young children can react to family of rivals. He's been keeping his guilt and sadness bottled up inside, and it's taking its toll. It's to Kakeru that it eventually unburdens himself, and Kakeru, bless him, cries too because he's a sympathetic little soul. When Yamato, puzzled, asks him why he's crying, he was between sobs. I don't know, for some reason I just started to. Warning to readers, you two will need tissues to hand before the end of this volume. The translation for Yen Press is again by John Mitsuko Cook with lettering by Alexis Ackerman, and there's a very helpful page in translation notes. The only slightly off note is the extra story, The Boy from That Day, which I feel stretches coincidence just a little bit too far, but others may feel disagree. 4 attractive gloss color pages are to be found at the start of the volume. Mika's color work is as delicate and attractive as ever. Volume 7 only recently published in Japan, has not yet appeared in Yen Press's feature schedule. If you're looking for a hot and steamy BL romance, this is the title for you, but for a heartfelt and beautifully observed manga about ordinary young people finding their way in life with some genuinely touching insights, this can be bettered at the moment, except possibly, but the equally charming yet movie Skip a Loafer, 9 out of 10.